Pennsylvania men shot during Trump rally in Butler sued the United States. 2 men who were wounded in the shooting. They're suing. James Copenhaver and David Dutch were shot during an attempted assassination of Trump. Their attorneys filed federal lawsuits against the United States for their life-altering physical and emotional injuries, claiming those injuries were the direct result of negligence on the part of the United States Secret Service. Dutch was shot in the stomach, while Copenhaver was shot twice. Yeah,
Does the suing ever end in this country?
But there's an argument that was negligence.
Remember that woman, Kim Cheadle, who was in charge, and then they put her back in a bunker?
Who?
She was in charge of the Secret Service, Kim Cheadle.
That's right.
She was like Dick Cheney's assistant.
The rope was too sloped or something.
Yeah, she said the roof was too sloped to get officers up there.
But they shot the guy and he didn't even fall. He didn't roll off the roof. Like the whole thing.
Well, the slope of the roof that they were on was steeper.
If it's a faked assassination attempt, I don't care. I want to know how it was done, and so does the rest of America. Produce a special where Barry Weiss interviews Donald Trump about how they faked the assassination attempt. Put it on CBS, where she's doing, and she's taking over CNN now. So I think, and she's now isolated herself on the 6th floor of CBS where she can no longer see the staff and they cannot approach her. And
is that true?
That is correct. And she's guarded by guards.
What?
Yes.
Where'd you hear this?
This is in the news. She's in a bunker like Dick Cheney in the Peoc during 9/11, except it's Barry Weiss at CNN, surrounded by guards, and no one can. And it's like a militarized zone. She's in a militarized zone.
Barry in the bunker and Ellison at the gates.
Yeah.
Is this real?
She's unbelievable. By the way, I like her more now, and she hates me, and that's sad.
Why does she hate you?
Well, I've said things, but here's the thing. I like her more now than ever.
Did she start hating you after your hilarious impression?
She's turned on me. She turned on me a while ago.
It turned on you how?
She texted me and was like, "You're part of a world in which people are anti-Semitic," and I'm like, "Well, what am I doing?" And she's like, "You're part of this thing," and I was like, "Well, that's like, what is this guilt by association? I don't like this."
Part of a thing that's anti-Semitic.
Yeah, she's like, "You're part of a cultural space of anti-Semitism," and I'm like,
"So is she connecting you to anti-Semites?
She's connecting me to all these different people because the thing that she hated and the thing that she crusaded against was this whole idea that like she's applying the same principles that she supposedly didn't like, which is like if you're willing to have a conversation with somebody, you endorse every one of their views, or if you question something like Israel, you hate Israel. Or you hate Jewish people, which is insane.
Right.
And I thought she was the one who was like, we should have nuance on the trans issue. What happened to that?
Right.
What happened to being able to question gender ideology and all these things? Like, why aren't we, where's the nuance? Why aren't we holding space for nuance, Barr?
CBS News boss Barry Weiss poised to oversee CNN editorial operations. Yeah, this is what he just said, right? Yeah, I saw that.
But she's living her best life, as people would say. This is what she was meant to do. And when someone steps into their truth, I support them. And she has stepped into her truth. She's exactly where she should be, in a bunker guarded by the military while she systematically destroys CBS. She's stepping into her truth. This is what she was there. She was put there to destroy it. She was obviously put there to destroy it. She wasn't put there to make it work. She's put there to just destroy it. And she's doing it.
Do you think they understood the amount of pushback that they were going to get?
I don't think they. I think they said, "Listen, let's just put her in there and see what happens." Because who cares? Like but it's like these legacy media institutions are dying. They're not turning around. No one's going back to watching the evening news, and they know that. These are billionaires. They're not idiots. The Ellisons are not dumb. They said, let's have a little fun while this thing goes.
It says she took the helm of the struggling organization last month with a mandate to shake it up following David Ellison-led Skydance takeover of CBS parent company Paramount in 2024. Paramount Skydance bought Weiss' online outlet, The Free Press, for a cool $150 million as she became editor-in-chief of CBS News.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money for the Free Press.
Well, no, because if you look at the podcast ratings, it was you, and then she was number 2.
Wow.
So that's why. No, she would get 7,000 YouTube views. And it seems high. It certainly seems like a lot. But, you know, when you take into account her cultural impact.
It's interesting because, like, when it came to her, like, pushing against woke ideology that had infected the New York Times, she seemed really reasonable. And there's this very famous clip of her talking to Brian Stelter, where she talks about the world gone crazy.
Right.
Remember that? The world gone mad?
Yes.
Where she's, like, very brilliantly lays out why, if this is what you're saying, you know, when people are saying that silence is violence,
right,
and not actual violence is violence,
right,
the world's gone mad.
Right.
And she lays these all out, and it's so brilliant.
Well, there's got to be room for nuance. Like, October 7th was horrible. Hamas is not good. We all know this. However, you also cannot look at what's gone on the last few years and think that Israel has not, number one, you could call it, I call it a genocide. People can call it anything they want. Doesn't matter. It's a campaign of mass murder where a lot of people have died. Civilians have died. Many children have died. People that are innocent have died. And they're starting to do something similar in southern Lebanon. And they're now talking about Turkey. Going, by the way, Turkey also is Turkey's a NATO fucking country. So the idea that any criticism of Netanyahu or the Israeli government or Israel or our relationship with Israel or the money makes you anti-Semitic is an insane thing. It's the exact thing that she fought against in race and gender. She fought against that Manichaean good and evil, black and white. She fought against it, and she was right. She was correct to say you should be able to have conversations about when is it appropriate for a child to be exposed to certain ideas, and when should they be able to make a determination about how they want to live their life, and like when is it appropriate for people to call, you know, to designate between a protest and a riot, and the silence is violence, and all of that stuff. She had really pretty logical opinions on all that stuff, but when it came to that one issue, she seems very incapable of understanding any nuance or gray area or complexity regarding this particular issue.
No, she is all in for Israel,
and that's fine. That's her choice, and I get it. But it's so obvious when a Mark Levin goes, the president's great because we're going into Iran because the president's great. He's the greatest leader of all time. And then he goes, well, this didn't work out like we thought. We're going to make a deal and we're going to try to, you know. And then Mark Levin goes, this is a failure. This is a blunder. This is a strategic thing. And it's like, for who? Is it for us? It's not a failure for, like, it's clearly a failure for us, but like, it seems like the bigger failure would be for Israel that wants Iran neutered because they have aspirations regionally, globally, but certainly regionally. So who's it a failure for? And that's a fair question. And I think it's like you've got to be able to have that conversation without being tarred and feathered as someone who's like a conspiracy mongering anti-Semite, which is like there's a group of people that are. But a lot of people just want sanity, and this is not sane.
And just like you were talking about with the banks forcing that shit down people's throats, that it's going to make them,
Yes.
Same thing.
Nobody understands blowback. Like the CIA term blowback when you like go into a country, kill everyone, and then go, you like us, right? And they go, no, not really. We killed your mother, but we're sorry, but you want the mall? We're going to build a mall. They go, no, we're gonna bomb you and try to kill you. This is blowback. There's blowback when you shut down conversations, and in order to shut people up, you got to pay them or kill them. That's the only way to do it. If you don't pay people a lot of money or kill them, they're going to talk. And if you limit that, they're going to get angrier, and the blowback is going to be intense.
Well said.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's entirely accurate.
CBS News, I'll go on. That's the thing. I have no beef with her. I like her. I like that she's in a bunker. I will go on to that show. I'm there.
Things that I thought was hilarious, it was some fake story, was that they were going to bring me on for 60 Minutes.
Everyone keeps saying that.